Why aren't I showing? Ah, yes, you're active. Your active group off. Spout 2 on. There we go. No plan, but as usual, I'm gonna use me playing a game as a threat, an active, ongoing threat to encourage people to actually call in or type in chat so I have something to talk about or someone to talk with. Because otherwise these streams are very lonely and very boring of me just playing a game. As I said before, I hate watching game streams and I hate playing game streams, but I got really nothing else going on unless I have someone to talk with. So again, active ongoing threat. Make sure everything's actually working. I've been fucking around with OBS for like the last little while and stuff. And there's no configuration with the way my docks are set up that I'm ever completely happy with. Getting there. Baby steps. Itty bitty progress. Catacombs. Do I ever have anything to do in here? No, I already got the Lord's Labyrinth thing. Just mark it off in the map.
I shall wipe the filth from this house of God.
I say that every day I log into Discord. Yeah, it never happens. Speaking of Discord. You can be very thankful I was actually looking in. Okay, get into the stream thingy. Drag Uber, change over sources. What?
Switch your stream. Yeah. Hello.
Yo. So, what are you up to today? you see what's happening with me right now. How about you?
No, nothing much. I was playing Spaceman with Daisy earlier, and before he went to bed.
How far are you guys? Have you guys finished the main campaign yet?
No, we just got the final mission, but they're trying to figure out what would be a good time for that because that one's like over 2 hours long.
It's a really fun segment too.
Yeah. If it just they packed everything into that mission.
Yeah, all the plots and twists and all the fun little set pieces. Who the fuck is hitting me? Yeah.
I'm sure Easy's gonna be happy since he's the 40k nerd, or one of the 40k nerds.
There's a number of us at this point. It's only different, varying degrees of autism.
I mean, who even has the highest degree of autism here in terms of 40k?
I have no idea. I'm a filthy casual. All my knowledge comes from Emperor TTS and 40k theories and the occasional other lore videos. Never read any of the books, never played any of the games, never done anything, just literally everything I know comes from YouTube.
Yeah, I would say I was even more of a normie until you said that all you did was watch videos. Because most of my 40k exposure just comes from a few of the games.
Yeah, you got that leg up on me. I haven't played any of the games. I watch a lot of gameplay, like, you know, play videos and stuff, but that's about it. Never actually played. The closest I ever got into any of the 40k games was literally, you know, the tabletop back in university, because the comic shop I went into, like right at my eye level, there was a Necron starter pack. I was like, ooh, but I've heard legends and I can't afford this right now, being a starving university student. It was bad enough I was still playing Magic at the time.
Yeah. How?
Stay out of the
Like,
shadows.
what were the? I guess. Well, how expensive was 40K as a hobby back then?
I couldn't tell you because I never got into it, but I just knew of it being that bad, so I just never bothered. Because like 40K like the miniature, like the tabletop has always been expensive, like always been expensive. It's always been a premium game, and that's been like since day one.
Yeah, I guess that's the power of branding.
Plastic crack, if you will.
I'll be right back. I need to grab some water.
Yeah, sure. How am I doing for water? Oh yeah, just topped up. Nice. Somebody else smashed my mug, putting it back down.
You getting there?
Okay, new items. New level, new items. Come on, give me something. Don't think I have a coat shield yet. Ceremonial coat shield. I don't think I have that.
Good luck to you.
Collecting all my items. Ceremonial coat shield. Nope. I've got one.
What's going on?
Come here.
Bring me back something nice, huh?
Okay, rare. 3 slots, and link them. First shot, nice. Next level will be good. Move everything over one. There. There. Good chest. Good helm. I think those there gloves are going to carry me until I get something new. Yeah, pretty much until level 57, Jesus fuck. Okay, good enough. Boots. Boots is level 40. It's going to be upgrade. Not 34 yet, so I can't get back my golem. God damn it.
Alright, hit return.
I'm just muttering to myself since I just leveled up and just seeing if I can equip anything new or buy anything new.
Need some help.
I want to know, for this kind of game, do you just repeat the same end-game activities? Like, just to...
On the
Okay, so here's how Path of Exile works. Back in the day during alpha, beta, and like the early releases and stuff, they really hammered in there was a Diablo 2 clone in that it had like 3 difficulty levels and so many acts. So you've completed all the acts and complete a difficulty level and then wash, rinse, repeat. But then eventually they implemented the concept of maps, running maps, and that became the end game. So they did away with the difficulty levels, and all it was is that they added a bunch of new acts and like beating the main boss from the first 5 and the main boss from the last 10. So you beat the same boss twice, and that's where you get your resistance nerfs, which forces you to actually pay attention. That's the artificial difficulty now. Now the end game. This has been the end game for a while now. In Path of Exile, you'll get these items called maps, and it'll make a randomly generated area, and you just run that and get loot. And the progress you get from that there is both levels, items, gear, your spells, and also there's a new. You've seen the Path of Exile massive passive skill tree, but then now there's also a giant massive passive skill tree for the maps. So you can modify your maps with the map passive skill tree, and you can modify how the maps work out the way you want. And the end game for the maps is like progressively harder bosses until you get like the uber boss, and that's where all the best loot is, and that's pretty much how it goes. And they further increase the treadmill by since it's an always online game, and they pretty much the big thing is like Diablo 2 BattleNet, like implementing BattleNet for Diablo 2. Everyone played online because that's where they had the most content updates, and Path of Exile took that to heart. So every 3 or 4 months,
It's a live service, yeah.
yeah, it's a live service. It's always been a live service. It's been a live service since day one. That's fine.
Yeah.
But so the way they implement the live service is that every 3 to 4 months they'll have it, instead of the ladder, everyone else calls it a ladder or battle pass, but they call it a league. So there'll be a new league where they implement new mechanics, story updates, and it's a major content update. But with that, you have to start a new character for the league. And that's the reason why I'm just breezing through all the acts and stuff, because everyone knows, like anyone who plays Path of Exile at this point knows like the main 10 acts, like the base game, like the back of their hand, because it's just a stepping stone to get to the maps.
I see. So every time there's a new content update, it's basically a soft reset.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
much.
what Destiny does.
Yeah, but the nice thing is that there's a perpetual standard league, which is like the base league. Like you can make a standard character and just play that to your heart's content, but you can't play what's current right now. And whenever what's current goes out of rotation, all your characters and crap go over to the standard league. So all the characters and items and stuff you get, you'll still have it, but you won't be able to have any of that there in the new league. But you still have all that progress in the standard league.
I see.
It's a good system. I actually do like it.
Let's hope they actually keep it for the next game.
It's been going this long. It's one of those things that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think if at the end of the day, the only reason why they're doing Path of Exile 2, from what I've been able to understand, is literally they need to update. They want to upgrade, like they want to use a new game engine. And they actually do legitimately want to have new important stuff. Like, for example, they're actually implementing new classes in the next game. And I'm kind of wondering how it's going to work out, because I'm just wondering if it's going to be like subclasses in the current one. Like, let me just open up my passive skill tree. Scroll out, damn you. Okay. So, pretty much you got the 3 stats. Intelligence up here, you got strength down here, and you got dexterity down here. And then those are like the main ones. And then you have the hybrid classes. So you got the dex strength down here. I'm in the intelligence strength up here, and over on the upper right, you got the dex intelligence hybrid. But in the new Path of Exile 2, they're adding a bunch more. So I'm just wondering, are they going to add new stats to justify that there, or are they going to just slot them in like in betweens? I'm just wondering how it's going to work out.
Right. So. Basically, you can't try out everything at once, right? You have to specialize all the time.
Yeah, so pretty much all the and speaking in terms of Path of Exile 1, all the character classes, pretty much all they do is it's flavor for like what your character looks like, and their ascendancy, like their specialization, like elite subclasses. That's the only differences. Pretty much the whole point is like where you want to start off in a tree, because even if I start up here, I could like just creep all the way down here to get all this stuff if I really wanted to. It would take a lot of points, but it could be done. Like for example, I start here, and like I always want my 2 golems, so I snaked all the way over here with like intelligence points just because I want my 2 golems. I don't have to do that, but I want to. So as you're gonna say?
Yeah. So I imagine it's quite a huge time sink, isn't it?
It is like I frequently compare Path of Exile to Magic the Gathering, and one of the big things about Magic the Gathering is building your deck, or in this case, building out your character in terms of your skill tree. That's where the fun is. That's where the theory crafting and like the online calculators and stuff. It's like, okay, I want to do this playstyle. How do I min max this? You know, that's like one of the big, that's one of the big funs, the fun parts of it.
I see.
This game tickles a particular brand of autism, as all of them do, but this one here is very, very particular. Because this is like an unholy fusion between Diablo 2 and Magic the Gathering, and this is coming from the developers themselves. Like the two major inspirations for this game, literally from the creators, is Diablo 2 and Magic the Gathering. Because the name Path of Exile is literally a magic card.
Now they found a niche.
Yes. I just wish it wasn't bought out by Tencent, but that's a dead horse at this point.
Yeah, I know you've been like, you've been talking about ARPGs and how you can't really find any alternatives.
Literally, the only one I know that is not owned by Tencent, literally the only one I've been able to find in like a decade, is Grim Dawn. Don't get me wrong.
Okay,
yeah, sure.
No, go ahead, finish up.
Don't get me wrong, I love Grim Dawn, but like Path of Exile is like the perfect ARPG.
Yeah, so, I was gonna ask, like, since we were talking about Warhammer earlier, did you play the Warhammer Diablo clones, or have these like know about them?
Warhammer.
There's two, one for 40k and one for the fantasy one.
Like really old like Warhammer computer games. Because
they're recent games, but one is a 40k game and the other is the just base Warhammer.
Couldn't tell you.
I'll link them here. The 40k one is more well known and a much better game, but there's also the base one. These two, Chaos Bane and Inquisitor Martyr.
Go over to my Discord doc, since I have that now.
I heard good things about Inquisitor Martyr, honestly.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of both of those there, but like I said, I've never played any of the Warhammer video games. Not even the ones I probably like. Again, I'm a creature. I'm a creature of habit. It's really a tall order for me to play a new game outside my wheelhouse.
Okay, they made The Adventures of Van Helsing. Yeah, I heard of that one as well.
My mind immediately went to the Van Helsing movie.
Yeah, and that's what most people think of, but there's another like Diablo clone.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah, it came back to me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing.
Actually, I'm having a mental picture, just like the title, "The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing." I just picture it like a kid's adventure book,
Yeah.
like a Thomas the Tank Engine kind of thing. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
like all sunshine and butterflies, but then it's just like a cartoon like Van Helsing killing Dracula.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoon, just like how RoboCop got a cartoon as well. Rambo got a cartoon.
I grew up with that shit. To this day, I don't understand how it was ever made. Because like this, I don't know. This was also a time where like, shit, the one with the monsters.
The one with the monsters.
Okay, I know that doesn't narrow it down whatsoever. Oh fuck, what's it called? The Inhumanoids. There we go. My mind. Pretty much it was like a bunch of mutants just kicking the shit out of each other, because this was like the age of like the the after effects of the monster juggernaut known as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So everyone was kind of doing their own thing. And the Rambo and not Terminator, RoboCop cartoons roughly came around the same time because, like, hey, we have this franchise. Let's make a cartoon because those Ninja Turtles are doing good. Let's see if we can get that lightning in the bottle too. Yeah. Everyone was fucking doing it.
Yeah, I don't know, it was kind of that weird era of marketing R-rated movies to kids for some reason.
It was a magical time because you have to remember, Beetlejuice wasn't marked like the live action Tim Burton movie. Beetlejuice was not targeted at kids, but after it came out, all the kids saw it, and like even that got a cartoon. Actually, yeah, I was thinking of rewatching the Beetlejuice cartoon in the not too distant future because that their show actually got away with a lot of shit in hindsight. Because I was just. A lot of them did, but there was a few cartoons that were really bad about it. Like, good about it. Like Animaniacs, Tiny Toons. No one talks about the Beetlejuice cartoon, but that was pretty ballsy too. But like, a lot of them got away with murder.
Don't do anything I would.
Like specifically the Beetlejuice cartoon, there was one segment where. Beetlejuice, just to summarize the cartoon, is mostly like puns and slapstick and stuff, it's a cartoon. But pretty much most of the episodes are like Beetlejuice is being a jackass to people and stuff, and the comedy ensues. And that's pretty much every episode. But one episode calls that out specifically because he's trying to prank another monster, and the monster just gives him a card with a donkey on it and saying, it's like, I've had enough of you. And Beetlejuice is just really confused looking at his card, a card of a donkey. And it's like, what did he mean by this? And the punchline is saying, you're a jackass, I don't want to deal with you. and Lydia literally looks at the camera at the end of the joke. It's like, okay, yep. That was a good one, thank you. Shit.
Yeah, I guess some of those jokes you wouldn't get until you're much older. It's like the Simpsons thing, where there's three levels of jokes, where like you're kids, you're either a teenager or you're an adult.
Yeah, and that, like, I know we rag on Simpsons for being long past its expiration date, but even to this day, they still do that. Like the tiered jokes.
Yeah.
I would argue early Family Guy managed to do that there until it went off the rails. Like, I actually watched the first few seasons of Family Guy when it came out religiously, but then they very quickly got into its formula, and it's like, nope, I'm done.
Wait, Family Guy still going on, or what?
I think it still is. Don't quote me on it, but it has to be still going. Like, shit, even Futurama's come back again. I haven't looked into Futurama in a while, but I'm pretty sure it came back again.
I thought Futurama ended though.
It came back again.
There was like a clear-cut ending and all that.
No, it came back. It came back like a few months or a year ago. Again. Yes, it keeps fucking coming back. They keep canceling it. It keeps coming back. It's like
how they're gonna continue the story.
Futurama is the fucking McRib of like adult cartoon sitcoms. Like it stays for a while, goes away, and comes back. It's a fucking McRib of primetime cartoons. But the last couple of seasons of Futurama, I was kind of like checked out of it. I don't know if I'm gonna get back into it again. I gotta get the canter.
But that's the thing, like, with these series that keep coming back, like, you don't give them a proper ending, even though they've had an ending, and they keep continuing it. Basically, it loses what made it special in the first place.
I know, because every time Futurama comes back, like literally the first joke of every time it comes back after cancellation is like, good news. It's like, we're back. And they'll bite the hand that feeds them for whoever canceled them last and stuff. And the joke was fine the first few times, but now it's kind of just like, okay, here we go again. Like, the last thing I remembered looking at Futurama specifically is that they almost the latest season almost got made without Joe DiMaggio doing Bender because he wanted.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, he was specifically asking for too much money, but then it's kind of like the Dan Costello and Homer thing. It's like, okay, we can't do the show without like the main draw, so it's like, of course we're going to succumb to his demands.
So they ended up giving him all the money.
To my understanding, yeah, I do remember reading an article saying they negotiated his contract and it was a go ahead. And that was literally the last thing I heard about Futurama.
Man's going places. Like, I know him from. He used to do a few video games. Like, he was the Gears of War guy and Adventure Time as well. Now he's in a lot of stuff.
I know he's on a lot of stuff, but literally the only thing I can think of is Bender. He's like Bender, Jake, and was he Marcus?
Marcus, yeah.
Yeah, it was Marcus in Gears of War, yeah. No, unless your name is Frank Welker, you really have to impress me for being a voice actor. That's my metric.
Yeah, Frank Welker is, I think he's the voice actor.
Yeah, like Frank Welker is the modern day Mel Blanc. Like, Mel Blanc was Mel Blanc, and then Frank Welker was Frank Welker. That's kind of tier. So the question is, when Frank finally drops, who's going to be the next great? Because it's not just being able to do voices. Like, Frank Welker does like sound effects and like animals and stuff. Like, he does everything.
I honestly think it might be D. Bradley Baker. Honestly. Like, he does.
I have no argument to say no. Yeah, that might be it.
That's one guy I can think of. And who else does, like, I don't know, like Steve Blum if he wasn't an idiot on Twitter.
Yeah, he's a bit of an ass. Actually, I have Scott McNeil. I really like Scott McNeil, but he does. Scott McNeil is kind of like he did a shit ton of the voices in Dawn of War, but I mostly remember him from Beast Wars because he was Dinobot and Rat Trap. But
Canadian cartoons had the same actors.
Yeah, but I just like him because he does a lot of different voices and stuff. He's kind of like, he's one of those workhorses where he has like a million voices and stuff, but eventually there comes a point where he starts running out of options. Because I remember watching a gameplay trailer of the Dawn of War series and stuff, and I was like, okay, that's that voice, and like one of the main Chaos Space Marines was literally the Dinobot voice. I'm like, hey, it's Dinobot in Warhammer.
Yeah, the Dawn of War games, I think the studio is Canadian or something, and that's why they got all those actors.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's a Canadian. Yeah, Relic is a Canadian studio. Also, I just noticed that Cypher was on Kick earlier. Diablo 3 looking mighty different right now.
Yeah, I see that in the chat log. I think he's made that joke more than once. Anytime I play Path of Exile, I think he's made that joke.
What exactly is the issue with Diablo? Because I hear a lot of bad things about it.
Diablo 3 was the beginning of the end for the Diablo franchise, and it never sit well with a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. Probably the two big ones is the art design. There was a major art design change. Like, the colors got this is going to sound really retarded, but the colors became too bright in Diablo 3, and people, it's like, this is a dark fantasy. You can't, you know, it can't be that bright. That was the first big thing. But the really big, like, legitimate thing was the live money auction house. And it was also the beginning of the you have to be online to play a single player game, which is, you know, what I'm doing right now and stuff. But like that was kind of a radical change for Diablo, because Diablo 2 you could play offline single player, no problem. But it started Diablo 3 and onwards, it's like, no, you need that online internet connection even if you're playing offline single player. And that's how it's been.
And every game followed suit. That.
I know.
I think Diablo 4, like from what I've seen, I haven't seen much of it. Like they did try to go back to that old art style or old like vibe, I guess.
I know, but that's Blizzard. I can't understand why people are still trying to give Blizzard like a second chance kind of thing. It's like, guys, we're oh, I know, but a lot of other people are like, they're still making money, which is kind of like I know I've said this before, in that a sucker is born every minute and stuff, and there's always going to be a new influx of idiots who don't know better and stuff. But man, this is just still like all these new idiots coming into the gaming scene is just allowing this bad behavior, and which is why, of course, most of us, like I can safely say, most of us are eagerly looking forward to the long overdue video game crash, because it has to happen eventually.
Yeah.
So it's like Tim Pool and the Civil War thing. It's going to happen any day now, guys. But it has to happen. Things aren't going to improve until it crashes. That's all it comes down to it.
First, you got to take out the guys at the top, like as in the companies at the top. Like they have to fall first.
That's not going to happen, because they always just cycle in the new guy. This is like business one. This is business 101. Like the CEOs and COOs and all that stuff. Like the upper echelon of the management and stuff. They, like, logically speaking, they are not incentivized for long-term profit. They are incentivized for short-term profit, because their tenures are measured in years, not decades. So they have no interest in the product doing good long-term. It's literally hamstringing yourself by the nature of the system. So, you know, the only way like a video game company could do good nowadays and stuff is to be literally private. Like the instant you're a publicly traded company, that's it, you're done.
Yeah, I saw something about like to tangent a little bit. Frostpunk 2 recently came out, and I saw a tweet, like the developers tweeted out that the game sold 350,000 copies, and they said, "Oh, we made our budget back and all that." And then there was a quote to that by Stefan Totillo, and he showed the stock price of the company dropping instantly.
I think I remember this. Yes.
Yeah, I posted this in the server earlier. I'll dig it up again.
If you already posted it, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll repost it here. Did I post it here or did I post it in? Oh no, I think I posted it in the group cord. I didn't.
I was like, is that either me or mine or Cypher server? Was like, no, the Grim Cord. Ooh.
Okay, here it is. And so analysts expected 80 to 100,000 concurrent Steam players, but you only got 35,000. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that kind of like is related to all the current shenanigans we're having with, like, you know, like all the Sony stuff, the Concord stuff, the Star Wars Outlaw stuff, the Ubisoft stuff. It's like I think everything seems to be coming to a head at once, because like all these major from the perspective of like the investors and stuff is like, this is a sure thing, and it's like, we did not meet our metrics. What happened? And it's like, you're a bunch of fucking out of touch idiots. Of course it failed. What the fuck?
Yeah, this year has been pretty shitty for the industry. Like last 2 years have been, but this year in particular, like sales wise, yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Yeah, but not even just like finances. I mean, like, but I know you're not that big in the culture war stuff, but it is a factor in the equation and stuff. It's like,
yeah, it is.
It just seems like it's like nonstop. It's like once like the current like punching bag is done, like there's just another one lined up. I'm like, and the only thing I can kind of understand is that these are large companies, and the best analogy for it is like these are big ships, and it takes a long time for them to turn the ship when something goes wrong. But the fact is, like, we're not going to see improvements made for a while because there's still going to be that lag time, and I'm just kind of wondering, is like how much more do we have in the magazine for like fuck ups to happen, and the year's not even finished.
Well, Call of Duty is gonna come out. I think the next month or month after that. We'll see.
I mean, like, we're going to be hitting, like, 2025 running and stuff because fucking Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming on February.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've seen anyone make the joke yet. But isn't it... I know people have made other jokes, but I haven't seen anyone make this joke specifically. Isn't it funny that the Assassin's Creed game, known for the black main character, is coming out in Black History Month?
Black History Month.
I have not seen anyone make that comment yet, and it blows my mind.
But I don't remember who said it.
Okay, well, I haven't heard it.
I don't remember. So you can take the credit.
Damn it, I will.
Oh yeah, what else is... Yeah, this year's been pretty bad. Like, what are the... Like, how many more big releases do you even have left? We just have COD, we have, well, Dragon Age, and...
I think Dragon Age is probably... As far as, like, the news cycle goes, I think Dragon Age is going to be the next big punching bag.
Definitely. Yeah. Like, Stalker 2, would I call that a big release? I don't think so. It has hype, but can't compare to the other two. So yeah, I think just Call of Duty and Dragon Age, and anything coming in December? Let me see. No. So yeah, everything else just got pushed to 2025.
I can't imagine why.
Oh boy. I think you're right. Dragon Age will be the next punching bag. We're gonna see BioWare finally bite it for once, instead of being a walking corpse.
I'm trying to think what was the last good BioWare thing to come out.
I don't know. People have their own preferences, but I think I would say Dragon Age 1. Even though I haven't played it.
And the only I am actually having a senior moment. What the fuck are the big franchises from BioWare? They did Mass Effect, right?
They did what? Sorry.
They did Mass Effect, right?
Yeah, Mass Effect. Okay, so Mass Effect, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay, yeah. Those are all the good big ones, yeah.
Oh, they did Jade Empire as well, but that's like a more niche title. Oh, they don't list Baldur's Gate because on Steam. I'm looking at their Steam page because the Baldur's Gate remaster is developed by another studio. That's why they don't list it there.
I was gonna say, didn't someone else do Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 was done by Larian, but they did the first two games, and then the remasters for those two games was done by Beamdog.
Bring me back something nice.
And Neverwinter Nights.
I'm kind of curious. Did Proctor ever get his Neverwinter Nights group game stream ever on the go? He talked about that for the longest time.
He was making a module, but I don't think he ever finished it. Maybe his ADHD forced him to move on. I can ask him whatever. If you ever
I,
that.
I wouldn't ask that for my worst enemy. That's like, no, that is not worth the knowledge. It's like Odin giving up his eye for all the knowledge. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, that's the thing with ADHD. You just keep moving on from things and leaving things unfinished. I can relate because I guess I don't have it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, if you had ADHD, I noticed, because the ADHD is what. Okay, what's a nice way of putting this? I can't stand people with ADHD. That's why I don't watch Kershaw anymore. But another YouTuber I used to watch is Rudy of Alpha Investments. He's like a Magic the Gathering finance guy, and I watched him for years. Like, I love the guy because he's like a brother from another mother. You know, like same upbringing, same interests and stuff. But he has very, very bad ADHD, and there came a point not too long ago, like last couple of months ago, where I'm just like, I can't stand this anymore. He can't stay on topic. He can't even finish the sentence without wandering off and doing something else. It's like, I can't do this anymore. I love you, man, but I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I think so I guess like the easy way to tell is that they just keep changing topics.
Actually, probably my favorite. That's a bad way of saying it. My biggest pet peeve when it comes to that, there's ADHD specifically, is not even that they change topics, is they cannot finish a topic before changing to another topic. Like, what's another example I've had recently? I recently got back into a bunch of paranormal YouTube stuff, and one of the channels I followed for a little bit was called Beyond Creepy. And superficially, he's a really good guy and good and stuff, but he has a really bad habit of not finishing sentences. There's no other better way of saying it. He just cannot finish a sentence, and it kind of just like either trails off or changes to something else without finishing a thought, and I find that annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I guess it can be irritating especially if you're trying to have a conversation with them.
Well, yeah, like in the Beyond Creepy point, and even Rudy one, is like they're pre-recorded videos and stuff, which makes it even more egregious because you are the one editing it and you can't notice that. Like, if you're editing your video and you don't notice that you're not finishing a thought or sentence and just trailing off and stuff, it's like, you can fix that. It's like infuriating. It's like, you had the power to fix that. Why don't you fix that? Or just like stop doing it.
I guess they just don't have the power to.
What's going on?
Yeah, maybe it's like the inability to notice the problem because, you know, you are the problem. Am I the asshole? Yes. Man, I'm just looking at that stock chart. I just keep looking at that stock chart. And it's just
a
like
crazy story.
It's just like yeah. Woof.
Yeah, a game just came out. People like it. Sorry, it's not profitable.
Okay, yeah, so coming back to that game topic, one thing I've kind of noticed and stuff is the disconnect of expectations and reality and stuff. Like, for example, like, oh, we sold like, we sold 500,000 copies. That's like nowhere near what they need to do kind of break even stuff. So it's like, the cost to develop and market it. It's like movies. The amount of money you have to sink into making a movie and what you have to do to make it a profit is like, you can't, the blockbuster business model is by its very nature unsustainable, but everyone's trying to do that anyway. It's like playing the lottery. You're a fucking retard if you're doing it. It's like the math does not add up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think, especially for Space Marine 2, like they did say they got 2 million pairs, which means at least 2 million copies, but I'm doubtful it actually turned a profit, to be honest.
Well,
They marketed the game a lot.
They did market it, and it is doing good. But I think it's gonna. They'll probably turn a profit on the game, but it's gonna take a little while. It's not gonna be the immediate return that I think some of the investors might be expecting. So it's like curb your expectations a little bit, and just be a little bit patient. I'm pretty sure it'll do okay in the long run. But tell that to tell that to the board of directors,
To
though.
the
That's it.
investors.
Yeah,
To the investors. Yeah.
yeah. That's a totally different beast. You know, like the incident, like the incident does good and turn a profit and stuff. It's like, hey, we did it. It's like, no, but we didn't turn a profit, but in our reporting and stuff, and then it blah 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 blah. Like I've actually went through this, like when I was working at the gold mine and stuff. It'd be like, it's like, oh, we have a really good hit here. It's like, too bad we couldn't get it out for our last press release. Too bad. It's like, but that's gonna make our next one great. But no, we needed that for the last one, so tough shit. It's like, well, fuck. It's so fucking stupid. I'll never understand the business the brain of a businessman. I'll never understand it. It's just like the concept of long-term profitability is like an alien concept in this day and age, and I just don't get it.
Yeah, it's because I guess like if you in education you're taught that time is money and you just take that to the extreme. Well, it's just my take on it. Well,
yeah, like time, like, no, the equation time is money is cold hard truth, but some people don't want to hear that, but it actually is the case. But if that's the case, I want to make a lot of money and have a lot of time. It's like, and that's, you know, spending all that time to make all that money is how you do it, and trying to do like the get rich quick thing, it's like, that's just asking for trouble. I don't know. Hey, Ben.
oh, hello. But yeah, like you said, the bubble is gonna burst sooner or later.
Well, okay, it is like the everything bubble, like it's like the finance bubble or the pension bubbles, like all the other bubbles and stuff. It should burst sometime soon. Is it going to is a different question. And as I've said, the longer it goes, the worse the pop is going to be. It's like everyone says, like the video game crash of 82, 83. It's like, that ain't going to be nothing compared to what's coming.
Video games weren't, like, of course, it's obviously they aren't the same as they were 40 years ago. But yeah, well, who knows how the crash is gonna unfold, honestly.
Actually, I don't. Here's my hot take. I don't think it's going to be a dedicated video game crash. I think it's going to be an everything crash, and video games is just going to go along with everything else. It's kind of like the COVID thing. The whole ocean moved as one thing, and that's what I imagine. That's what the video game crash is going to be. It's going to be like a crash of everything else, and it's just going to also happen to involve video games, even though it should warrant its own thing. That's the way I picture it's probably going to go.
Good luck to you.
Because I am a doomer, and that's how I roll, bitch. Woo, 34. I can get my goal. Fire golem time. Yay. Go golem. I think 2025 will be 2004 again.
Hello.
I don't know. I had fun in
2004?
Are you thinking of 2008?
Good.
Because 2008 was a great recession. 2004 was not really anything. In fact, like I'm trying to think of my mental Rolodex. Like I was right smack in the middle of university. I can't remember anything happening in 2004. Might have been a little hiccup, maybe. for upcoming games. Yeah, 2004 was a really good year for games. I'll give you that.
2004, yeah, 2001, 4, 7, 98. Like, yeah, these were like the all-time greats.
Yeah. I thought he was talking about like an economic crash. That's why I was confused.
For 2025, I mean, we haven't seen many upcoming games yet. I mean, what is there? I can't really think of anything. Do you know anything?
The only thing I'm looking forward to is the expansion for Grim Dawn's coming out in 2025. That's about it. And how dare you mention Doom 3? Doom 3 was shit.
Hey, I love Doom 3.
Yeah, my best friend who I was roommate at the time and stuff, he was huffing the copium because we grew up on Doom 1 and 2, and then Doom 3 comes out. It's like it's literally the RLM pre-recorded video from Rich and Jack really sums up my opinion on Doom 3. It's like, ooh, it's a spooky shooter. That's not Doom. Doom is not a spooky shooter.
Yeah, I know people like to rag on it because it doesn't play like the old Doom is, but they want to try something new, and yeah, sometimes on franchises they do that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I know, but Doom, Doom is a very. Oh, how did Rich put it? You codify an FPS by its ammo usage and movement speed, and Doom is not a slow, like spooky little jump scare shooter. No, it's like balls to the wall, you kill demons and just go ham. That's Doom. I should do a watch along of that pre-recorded video. That pre-recorded video is a masterclass in video game, just like education. And it's mostly coming from Rich because Rich is an old fart. Of course, the juxtaposition of Rich talking with Jack. That's always fun. Are you into Red Letter Media at all, or am I just talking nonsense?
Something eternal remains in this empire.
No, I think I've watched like one or two of their reviews.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. So a couple of the guys from Red Letter Media had like a game series for a while there, called Pre-Recorded, and it was mostly Rich and Jack. And well, I liked all their videos and stuff, but Rich got burned out doing it, so they stopped doing it. But for a time, it was glorious. It was magical, even. And their review of Doom 2016 was a masterclass in just like video game knowledge and stuff. It's just like every point was just like on point. Even Jack made a lot of good points, and I don't like Jack. Filthy controller player. Ugh.
Fable, I mean, it was kind of huge at the time.
I did not get into those games. I've never been a Peter Molyneux fan. Like I feel dirty even playing Black and White. I got that game before I knew what I was getting myself into.
I mean, he's making a new game right now, isn't he? Well, I don't know what it's called. It looks like shit, honestly.
I think he's making a not Fable game. To my understanding, I think we saw a preview for this and we talked about it. I think he's literally making Fable with the serial numbers filed off. That's our Peter.
It's just gonna end up like Fable.
Yeah. Can we watch the tree grow in real time this time, Peter? Or are you gonna take all the money and snout it up your nose again? I'm kind of like Guru Larry. I really don't like Peter Molyneux. It's kind of like Peter Molyneux was a Todd Howard before Todd Howard was Todd Howard, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like, stop promising us the universe. It's never gonna happen. It's like the song and dance is played out one too many times, sir. I shan't be fooled again. They make Call of Doom for Doom 4.
Oh yeah, the prototype.
Yeah, actually, the pre-recorded Doom video, they actually made the joke. Rich made the joke of like, first-person shooters used to be like Doom clones, fast, fun, and stuff, and then something happened. Like the genre evolved, and then like there's the cover of like the first Halo creeping on screen. He's like hinting towards it. It's like, and suddenly the entire genre changed overnight. Funny how that happened. I don't know, I've never been the biggest FPS guy, so I was never entirely married to the subject, but I did appreciate where he was coming from.
Still breathing, eh?
When the fuck did Halo 1 come out? That's gonna bug me now.
Halo 1? Yeah, 2001.
I was still in high school. Holy shit.
Yeah, and
Man.
Halo 2 turned 20 this year.
Oh god. I feel my bones grinding into dust. I remember I don't think I ever really played Halo 1. I distinctly remember playing Halo 2 and 3 with my buddy because he wanted to get the co-op achievements. I've always been player 2 ever since I was a kid. But when the co-op achievements came out, I was dedicated player 2 just because like, hey man, I need these achievements. It's like, you fucking achievement whore. Okay, fine. I think the only time I was the second bitch when it came to the co-op achievements was fuck, what was that 2-player co-op game? It Takes Two, not It Takes Two. Army of Two? Is the one I'm thinking of? Army
of Two with co-op shooter?
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember the story. Like pretty much your 2 PMCs, you wear masks, you take contracts.
Yeah. Army of Two, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember having fun with that there because it was kind of like a do-bro one, kind of taking the piss. I actually had fun with that.
Back something nice, eh?
I think we were talking about that in the Groom Court like a few days ago and how they would never make a game like that today.
Well, never say never. I've seen some really weird, like, oh, they remade this, or they made like a sequel to this here come out recently. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but it has happened over the last few years and stuff. It's like, oh, that came out. Huh, neat. Like, I'm trying to think of an example right now, but I'm drawing a blank. Shit. Fuck you, brain. You failed me yet again.
You're right.
The first two Army of Two. That's a sentence. First two Army of Two were great in my opinion. Yeah, we played the first two. I think there were more games than that afterwards, but we definitely didn't play those.
Don't do anything I would.
Like I still remember the plot twist in the second one. That was pretty fun.
No, there's a story.
There is a story for those games, yes. So I forget which character, but like one of the characters from the first game literally betrays you, and then you have to find a new partner, and that's the second game.
Huh.
That's literally all it comes down to. It was like, no, we were bros, and then I forget exactly why he betrayed him and stuff. I forget, but I don't know. It was kind of a sucker punch at the time. Making your own mask was not something you don't see a lot in games. Yeah. You can't make your own mask because that cuts into the DLC microtransactions. You have to buy your masks and guns and customization and stuff.
Oh, and it costs dev time to make custom tools.
Ugh. Let's see, quick check.
Who made Army of Two? Let me see the developer. I feel like I might know them.
The next thing you tell me, it'll come.
Visceral Games. Oh.
Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in forever. Holy sh! I haven't heard of that.
Montreal.
Oh god.
Yeah, they haven't made anything since.
I-
Yeah, so they haven't made anything since the last Army of Two. And Visceral. Yeah, we all know what happened to them.
I don't know what is it with me today in senior moments. I'm going through my mental Rolodex. What the fuck was their big fuck up?
Which one?
Visceral Games. What was their fuck up that caused them to shut down? I legitimately forget.
I don't think they had a. I guess you could say a ragtag that got cancelled.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Dead Space 3, yeah, but they were still alive after that. They made Battlefield Hardline.
Oh no, I think Eben's right. Dead Space was the nail in the coffin. Yeah, it's coming back to me now. Yeah, Dead Space was hyped the fuck, and then it ended up being shit.
They shut down in 2017. I thought they shut down later, like maybe in 2021 or something. No, 6 years ago. No, that was maybe 7.
The accident wasn't your fault. You have to let go.
They made Future Cop LAPD their very first game.
Oh my god.
Back when they were Redwood Shores.
Oh man, all these memories, all these ancient memories. God.
Yeah, so I guess they're still the latest two to be shut down by EA. So.
Yeah, that's.
EA, and break your streak.
Man, I'm sure you're well aware of the graveyard that the EA manages.
Yeah, but I think Visceral is the last studio they shut down so far.
How do you mention it? Yeah, I don't think there's been any really major shutdowns from EA specifically in a while. Everyone else seems to have taken up that mantle as of late. I guess Sony's picked up the EA torch when it comes to shutting down stuff.
Oh, okay. I just found an article. They did shut down a studio that no one's heard of. They were working on a Battlefield thing. A new single-player Battlefield campaign with some original employees to join Ripple Effect. Okay. Announced on 2022, shut down in 2024.
Ouch.
Sounds sad. It's a little late for me here. That's why.
Yeah, you can go to bed whenever you want. I'm glad for you keeping me company, but don't push yourself.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll stay for like 10 minutes more.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have a decent sleep schedule, even though we're all international.
I try to maintain mine. Like, try not to stay up. Like, the most I'll stay up is like 1 a.m. But most of the time I will try not to get it to 12 a.m.
I'm just thinking about some of us, even people that I know that are roughly in my time zones have fucked up schedules and stuff. I'm just like, are any of us normal? Because I don't answer that. That's like a prerequisite to get in at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll take off, and I don't have much else to say.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for hosting. See ya.
Yeah, later. Why is there a ping in the general? BB. It's soon to be Chinese. Okay, for those of you that don't know, I pinged BB earlier because me and Haka were shooting the shit, and I said maybe Haka should overthrow the Peruvian government to get on BB's good side, and she answers soon to be Chinese. It's like, so Peru is going to become Canada. only been streaming for an hour, but I don't really got anything else going on too. Unless someone else wants to pop in and carry the torch. Fill in the giant shoes of Uber. I don't know, the last few weekends I've streamed this time seems to be kind of dead. I never did actually go through with the experiment of trying to stream in the evening, but I think it's a foregone conclusion because the majority of the people who want to call in, me streaming late is like middle of the night for a lot of people and stuff, and plus I'm really tired early in the evening. I'm early to bed, early to rise. So the only options are like middle of the day or ass crack in the morning. So, I don't know. I keep telling myself I should go bug one of the girls to do a collab chatting stream and stuff. Get people to socialize. I haven't bugged BB in a while. I tried to give a sales pitch to BB to do like a 80s to 90s toy fad conversation, because last time toys came up in conversation, her and chat went full autistic and stuff. It's like, hey, this is a subject I'm aware of. It's like, we can do something, and just nothing's ever banned. They say people who stay up at night are the smart ones. Yeah, they're the smart ones up until they have drop dead from a heart attack from no sleep. As my cardiologist keeps telling me, even though I tell him to take a hike. Got a giant mana flask.
There you go. Bring me back something nice, eh?
Too many IQs. No, it's not too many IQs. I think in our case it's too many chromosomes. Okay. I'm getting a little EP, getting close to supper time. Got a couple of chores I should probably do. I'm gonna call it here. A little short stream, but at least enough to say hi. I'm probably gonna be too tired to do my evening experiment. As I said, that's probably dead on the vine. I'll always have like the thought of doing it, but yeah. Ask away. YM call you Dino Cookie. Ah, okay. So, long story short, my avatar is the avatar I use. Okay, so the web forum we use, and how most of us met is Kiwi Farms, and on the Kiwi Farms, my profile picture is of my favorite Godzilla movie, which is The Return of Godzilla, and I've said that if I was ever going to become a VTuber, I was just going to literally use my profile picture and stuff. So, Godzilla being a giant radioactive dinosaur, that's where the dinosaur comes in. Now the cookie thing. The cookie thing is that let me just pull up the playlist. Open up a new tab. Give me a second. I can actually literally pull up the playlist with the jokes. Let's see. Shitpost. Okay. There we go. And okay, so the dino portion is literally just my avatar. Now the cookie thing is that I did a trilogy of shorts where the prop, like the PNG prop and the joke punchline was a cookie. So that's where the cookie comes in. So that's why M calls me Dino Cookie. You know, even though if we were to use VTuber logic, my Oshi mark would be the cross and the crossed rock hammers. That, like, if I were to actually be like a traditional VTuber, that would be my Oshi mark. But M has taken it upon herself to designate my Oshi mark being the Dino Cookie. And that's why she refers to me as the Cookie Dino or Dino Cookie. Good. Your knowledge of useless information has been expanded. I hope it replaced something very important, and it was completely worth it. Okay, for real. I'm gonna fuck off though. So thanks for coming. Take it easy. Later.